Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of World of Warships, the Asia Server Diaries with Fire and 13. So just a heads up for all of you who don't know, patch 0.4 has gone live, and along with it is the open beta. And as of yesterday, the Asia server has officially gone into open beta. Now, when I recorded these videos, we had just gone to patch 0.4.0 and it was supposed to be open beta, but they gave us a head start. All of the closed beta testers and alpha testers. Anyway, we're gonna hop straight into a tier 1 battle, and we'll be starting with the Hashidate first. So here I'm pinging my team to hit to C, and I'm just making my way slowly towards it. Now, so those of you who are new to World of Warships, this is what you're going to be starting off with in the tier 1 battles. Although, if you're new, most of you will be starting in co-op battles, so you're teaming up with other players against bots. I, however, can just jump straight into random battles with other players. So here I am making my way towards C, and I I am surprisingly doing a bad job in this tier 1 game. I'm not paying attention to where my teammates are, I'm just hoping they're following me. So here I am just running along and I spot the first enemy and I start opening up my cannons onto him. So now, as you can see, I'm just tunnel visioning onto him, not really paying too much attention to my map, and there we go, I'm getting fired from a second angle. The guys up in B can see me. Now, by the time I realized this, I was thinking, maybe I'll head towards that island and try and get some cover, but we'll see how far I get. So, now in the low tier battles, um, your choice of ammunition, you shouldn't really be too worried about it. Armor piercing seems to be effective, but not really much of a difference between the high explosives, so you might as well just stick with high explosive shells. And there we go, I am taking a lot of damage. Now hopefully I can get rid of this guy, but hello! There's more enemies, and I'm dead. Well, that was really quick. Yes, as an experienced player, I should have been paying attention to where my teammates were, and I should have pretty much turned around as soon as I started getting shots from the other side at Cat B. So now, what most players do after they die is they tend to quit out of the game. Now here I am just hanging back, just watching all the other players, and maybe sometimes just typing into the chat and giving them hints on what to do next. But seeing as it's sort of still even and our team's quite spread out, I just started watching. Now you'll notice most of our team have gone up north to the Cap A point. And now, what you really want to do in most of the battles is, yes, stick with your team. That way you have more guns to focus down the enemies one by one. So as I said, most players tend to just quit straight out of the game and not really think much about it. But you as a player can have an effect on how the game turns out if you communicate well with your team, like pointing out there's a ship here, just in case your teammates don't see them. So now, our team are focusing down the enemy one by one, and they're slowly making their way to Cap A, sorry. Now you can see they're trying to focus down that guy. So that's another thing. Always try to point out a target for the rest of your team. Now, I don't know why the ally has just stopped. That was a little bit of a mistake, but hey, they took out the enemy, which is fine. Now, as you can see here, I'm just typing into the chat to let them know to try and make their way towards B, so that we can stop the bleeding of the points. But at the low tier games, all honesty, in domination mode, you don't really rack up the points too fast. Um, I mean, destroying the cruisers doesn't really give you much of a point boost. But in saying that, once you hit tier 3 where you get the different ships like the battleships, then it might start making a difference. The points will definitely add up. And now this guy's within range of the enemy team, and he starts opening up on them. While we're watching this, I'll just go into a little bit more detail about the open beta. So as I said, when the patch 4.0 got applied, um, we were all thinking that it was going to be pretty much straight into open beta, but turned out they were just giving the alpha testers and closed beta testers a head start. So I thought I'd take this opportunity to record some of my tier 1 battles, which I have not had much luck in doing so. I've been playing like a completely, utterly stupid noob, just rushing in and dying. And here we go, they're almost at cap B. And now we're just gonna switch to a different angle. As we can see, our team's still doing a really good job of trying to focus down the enemy, calling out the targets. So, now one of the things that I did not like about the patch to the 0.4.0 is the removal of the tier 8 Japanese cruiser Kitakami. Um, I actually grown quite fond of that ship, even though the survivability in it was not that great. But 40 torpedoes, you can't complain. Instead, they've brought in the Atago, which is more of a gunship, which is fantastic. As in because the way that I play, I tend to prefer the cruisers with the guns. So I think it was a good trade-off. But I would have loved to still see Kitakami still there. But anyhow, I digress. Let's get back to the battle. So not a lot of action happening here. Our team are slowly trying to make their way, but at the same time they're also trying to take their time. It looks like they're trying to just lure out the enemy one by one, which is a smart play, definitely. We see that lone enemy is going down really fast. He manages to take out one of our team, but it's a little bit too late. And we just skip ahead because after that it was a bit of a slow run for our team to finally make their way to A. So as you can see, we finally capped B, and there's only 2 enemy remaining. So they're slowly focusing him down with lowest health. The other guy's just behind the island, so they can't quite get to him. There we go, that's now down to the last guy. And he gets taken out. Fantastic. Now, that's 774 experience, 24,000 credits, a lowly base of 344 at the bottom of the table. Oh my god, that was terrible. But as I said, you as a player can just stick around in the battle just to communicate with the team to help them perform better. Anyway, on to the next battle. Here we have the tier 1 American cruiser, the Erie. Now, I also like what they introduced into the new patch where you can compare your ship with the other ships in the loading screen. So you can have a gauge of which ships are a lot stronger than you, which have the better guns, what has torpedoes. So I quite like what they've done there. And here we are in the same map, but this time it's a standard battle. Now, this time I'm following my other two teammates up the top here, and just trying to stay on the edge of the battle. So as I said before, in the low tier battles, you, if you're wondering which ammunition choice to really use, I would still say just stick with the high explosives, because it doesn't feel like there's much of a difference to me. But however, in saying that, if they have their broadside fully flush onto you, go ahead and fire armor piercing, because there is more chances to do citadel hits, which are the high damage, the full damage hits. And as we can see, we have some teammates just firing randomly. I advise not to do this at the start of the battle, because that just gives away your position to the enemy team. So as we can see, there's one guy behind the island. I tried to lob my shots over, but it doesn't quite work. But here we go. As you can see, trying to range my shots, and I managed to connect with one. And I'm switching to armor piercing because he is sort of flush onto me. And I take quite a bit of a beating. And now I shoot the other guy because he's a lot closer and he's at the perfect angle for armor piercing. Not bad, not bad. Like the damage wise, it's not too bad. As I said, with HE, you could cause more fire damage in the long run, especially if you set him on fire and he repairs instantly, and you set him on fire again. So now I'm trying to turn around, trying to make my way backwards, trying to do some evasive maneuvers while still putting out some shots. Now, as you notice that I'm getting a little marker up at the top saying detected. So what they did with the commander skills as well is they introduced the sort of, in World of Tanks, the situational awareness, um, where the marker comes up once you've been spotted. And now they've put that as one of the very first skills you can get with your commander, which I think is very handy. Sorry, Sixth Sense, that's what it was in World of Tanks. Anyway, I'm now down to 200 odd health, still trying to run. We're just trying to take this guy out. Now, I sort of stopped doing the weave for my evasive maneuvers. It's only because I wanted to try and focus that one guy down as fast as possible. But now here, I start to do a little bit of a weave. There we go. He misses, which is fantastic. Now, I aimed at this guy purely because I had all my guns facing him. Now I turn my attention to these two, who are trying so hard to hit me. As you can see, the rudder shift at the bottom there, I'm continuously making it go left and right. Now for me the pattern is to sort of turn one way until I have all my cannons on one side so I can do a full broadside, and then quickly flick around to the other side and fire off two of my guns, and then back. And unfortunately, I get taken out. Now, I'm gonna switch over to um, Dolcat, the guy who has the most kills on our team so far, just to see what he does for the rest of the game. Now he's slowly making his way around this island. He tries to shoot. A couple of shots hit the island, but that's okay. So they're focusing down that one target. Now most of our team are right by the enemy cap, so they start moving in. So nothing much happening here. They're all just slowly moving into the cap. Another thing that they introduced is the reporting and complimenting system. So here you can see I'm just giving compliment out because he's played so well so far. He's got 3 kills. Why not? And just skip ahead here to show you where the action starts again. The enemy team slowly trying to make their way back to stop the cap. Dogcat here taking quite a few shots. Now he's shooting off to the target on the left. I think that was a bit of a bad choice. He should have just focused on the ship that the rest of his team could shoot at. And here they do it. Now Dolcat now is going for the guy with the lowest health, which I think is the right play, but his teammates still focus on that one target, probably because they've already found their comfortable range. And they've now, some of them have changed to the lower health target. The rest of them still shooting at the same target, which is, it's alright. Always best to focus down one at a time. Poor Dogcat, set on fire, manages to repair, but he was just too low. Now we just watch the rest of our team carry on. Now they start focusing on this guy, and they take him out. So they're down to one more player, and he's just hiding around the island back there. But we've almost got the cap, but I try to make the suggestion to our team that, you know, he's relatively close by. You could go for the kill. We still have plenty of time. But they can't get out of the cap fast enough, and they're happy with just capping it out. A win's a win. So take the cap for a win or kill them all for a win. Doesn't matter, a win's a win. Now this time wasn't as bad as the last game. Here we got 1.2 thousand experience and 39,000 credits. Base experience of 541, so not too bad. And surprisingly, Dolcat just has a little bit more than me, even though he's got the more kills. So it just goes to show that getting all the kills doesn't mean you get more XP. It's about mostly dealing the damage as far as the mechanics go for experience. So as you can see, not too bad. Could have done better with damage wise. And there we go. Those are your 2 tier 1 ships that you will start with if you are a new player and looking at joining up into the World of Warships. And that's all from me today, folks. So take care and we'll see you next time.